Philippine National News Agency has reported that Philippine Air Force has shortlisted the Lockheed Martin F-16 Block 52 version under sub Gripen for its multi-role fighter jet tender, which means that other contenders including India's Tejas light combat aircraft and South Korea's F-A-50 have now been excluded from the tender. Philippines has decided to procure second-hand fighter jets that will be modernized to the latest technological standard, and this decision reflects issues within the country's budget. Although the multi-role fighter jet project has been approved, the Philippines government has yet to allocate funds for the program. During an air exercise by the Chinese Air Force, a Chinese fighter jet came very close to Indian positions right on the line of actual control in eastern Ladakh in the last week of June. This happened at 4 a.m. in the morning, and the Chinese aircraft was picked up by Air Force's radar systems deployed in the border areas, and the Indian Air Force reacted quickly and activated its assets to tackle any possible misadventure. Hindustan Aeronautics Limited has signed an agreement with Safran Helicopter Engines to create a new joint venture dedicated for the development, production, sales and support of helicopter engines, including the upcoming 13-ton Indian multi-role helicopter and its naval variant known as the deck-based multi-role helicopter. Hindustan Aeronautics and Safran Helicopter Engines will develop a customized engine that will be based on the Makila 2B engine that generates 2,100 shaft horsepower and features a new combustion chamber and high-power turbine blades, as well as an increased time between overhaul of 4,000 hours. The Indian Navy had recently halted its plans to procure 6 additional P-8I aircraft, but Boeing and Pentagon officials are still pursuing India to change its mind and place orders for 6 more aircraft that was in the pipeline. Pentagon officials have said that India will eventually buy 35 Boeing P-8I aircraft, given the growing need for maritime domain awareness over the Indian Ocean. Boeing is also ready to supply Boeing 737 next-generation aircraft as a standalone platform, on which the DRDO can use to mount locally developed multi-mission maritime aircraft suite. The DRDO Chief has said that the 155mm 52 caliber ATAGS will enter production after the Indian Army selects the best howitzer out of the 2 variants developed by Tata Advanced Systems Limited and Bharat Forge. Both private sector firms will be the production partners of the ATAGS, but a large chunk of the order will go to the ATAGS version that is cleared by the Indian Army, while the other firm will supply some of the components and also produce smaller number of units. The Indian Army will induct 150 ATAGS initially, while the long-term requirement is for 1,580 howitzers. India's export of military equipment and defense technologies has touched a record 13,000 crore in the financial year 2021 to 2022, which is an impressive 54.1% rise over the previous year, and interestingly, 70% of the export contribution has come from the private sector and the remaining 30% from the public sector. The Indian Army has issued a request for information to Indian companies for designing, developing and fabricating a small form-factor student communication satellite, which will be launched by ISRO's Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle, for training its officers from the Corps of Signals at the Military College of Telecommunication Engineering on various aspects of space technology and about satellite communication.